story of young Kamala rode a donkey from Tijuana. Met a man, Willie Brown, deep in the bowels of California. Nice to meet you, nice to know you. Would you like fries with your order? Come a bit closer, I got something I wanna show you. This is my spatula, this is my apron. My name is Kamala, you know what I'm saying. Cat, 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 I load the pallets in the back. Golden arch, I'm a wreck. Oh, Willie, you made a mess. Think fries are done, think fries are done. Oh, what have I done? I just needed a job. One day I'll become a lawyer. Think fries are done, one day I'll be a lawyer. Think fries are done, one day I'll...
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. I'm sure you know a liar in your life, and there's something that all liars have in common. It's deep and abiding insecurity. They actually hate themselves. They're not comfortable with who God made them, and so they feel like lying. They have to lie because if they confront the truth about their lives, well, that'll be very, very uncomfortable. That brings us along nicely to Kamala Harris, who lies about everything. But the easiest example of this is Kamala Harris lying like about who she is and where she's from. Any given rally or event, Kamala Harris is likely, if she sees a specific type of person in the audience, Kamala Harris is likely to start talking different. She sounds like an extra on Gone with the Wind, like Foghorn Leghorn, y'all, and this, that, and prayers, and there's like it's really remarkable for a young girl who's raised on the mean streets of Quebec, Canada. Did you know that? She was born in California and moved immediately to Quebec, Canada. Kamala Harris is more likely to be slinging maple syrup and a cigarette than a crack rock and a Glock. Kamala Harris, of course, wants to lie to you about who she is and where she's from because she doesn't know who she is, and she is ashamed, quite frankly, of where she's from and what she's done to get to where she is today. And this brings us along nicely to the lies that Kamala Harris tells about what she did to get to where she is today. See, the crazy thing about a liar is that they refuse to confront the truth about themselves. And so they have to make up stories like this one. Watch.
I worked in McDonald's. I was a student when I was working at McDonald's.
See if you can spot the lie here.
There was not a family relying on me to pay the rent, put food on the table.
Yeah, you're right. Kamala Harris has never had a family. She didn't choose motherhood. She didn't have kids. That's not the lie.
And keep the bills paid by the end of the month. But the reality of McDonald's is that a majority of the folks who are working there today are relying on that income to sustain a household and a family. Exactly. And if we want to talk about these golden arches being a symbol of the best of America, well, the arches are falling short.
Oh, okay. How long did you practice that line? Huh? How many focus groups did it take for you to write that line? Not the only time that Kamala Harris has said in front of a big public audience that she worked at McDonald's.
I heard a rumor that you worked at McDonald's. Is this true?
I did. Yes, I did.
I didn't know that about you.
I was in school.
Me too. I worked registered, drive-through, and grill. I was known as the triple threat. Okay, just for the record.
I did fries.
Just the fries?
I did fries, and then I did the cashier.
Okay, I'm impressed. Fries are hard. Okay.
So you can see there that the guy who I think did actually work at McDonald's. I don't know who these people are. I don't want the Drew Barrymore joke. I don't want to commit Harry Carey enough to do that. But you can see that the guy is what, you just worked one thing? What do you mean you just worked one thing? That doesn't make any sense because the point of the McDonald's is that people actually rotate their positions throughout the service sector there, right? Keep people on their toes. It's pretty famous management style. Well, as is tended to happen when you're running for president, people look into your past, and this is happening with Kamala Harris. And people are beginning to find that Kamala Harris, there is no record of her actually working at McDonald's. Stolen working class valor. New McFib. Kamala Harris has long claimed she worked at McDonald's. There's no record of it. Well, that's strange. Kamala Harris is missing summer job at McDonald's. Her resume and job applications year after year obtained through a FOIA don't mention it. Neither do either of her books, either of her biographies. Why would Kamala Harris lie about such a thing? Well, let's read. I did fries. Kamala Harris claimed she worked at McDonald's, but she never mentioned it until she ran for president. Does she really toil beneath the golden arches? There's a very long, with receipts, history of Kamala Harris's work career and resumes. So what are we to make of this? Is Kamala Harris lying in order to create some type of credit, right, with lower income Americans, working class Americans, people who work at McDonald's? There are hundreds of, there are at least tens of millions of people who have worked at McDonald's, right, in the country. It's the biggest fast food chain in the world. People have been investigating this, including Snopes. It's very interesting. Presidential candidate repeatedly claimed she worked at McDonald's to connect with low-wage workers. Research in progress? So they can't even figure this out? In the 1980s, Vice President worked at McDonald's while completing her undergraduate degree. Harris made this claim for years, but multiple reputable news outlets have reported the story. But aside from Harris's own testimony, there's no evidence, a photo, an employment record, a confirmation from a friend or family member to independently verify the claim. We've had no reason to doubt its veracity. We reached out to the Harris campaign, McDonald's, for evidence to corroborate. We'll report when we learn more. So wait a second. So there's no record of her work. It's not like a photo. She wasn't growing up in like the 1920s. She's growing up in the 80s and 90s. People had cameras. There's not a photo of her working there. Nothing. They're gonna Michelle Obama pregnancy this thing. I worked at McDonald's when I was a student, says Kamala Harris. Oh, okay, got it. So 2019, first ever public claim. I worked at McDonald's. I did fries, and then I did the cashier. Strange. Why would she start talking about this right when she runs for president? Seems pretty obvious, right? I'm just like you. That is why I use my fake accent, right? Whenever I'm south of Mason-Dixon line. McDonald's corporate sources have come forth and said they have no record of Kamala Harris working at any of these locations. Who lies about working at McDonald's? What kind of a pathological person does this? I mean, obviously somebody who hates herself and hates who she is and where she comes from. Now, she did fries at McDonald's. She lied about the border czar. She lied about defunding the police. She lied about fracking. Is there anything she won't lie about? McDonald's corporate confirmed she never worked there. Now we're waiting for we're waiting to see. I mean, we've seen that in tweets. We're waiting to see anybody confirm, in writing from McDonald's, that she didn't work there. The Harris campaign has given shifting accounts of the summer job at McDonald's. So we looked into the evidence of it. She doesn't mention it in her memoirs. She did not list it in 1978 job application we obtained. Why wouldn't you mention that? McDonald's is a big, successful company. Makes a lot of sense. Snopes fact-checked whether Kamala Harris ever worked at McDonald's. Something she said is foundational to why you should vote for her. So she's lying. Stolen valor. Tim Walz, and now stolen working class valor. Kamala, I worked at McDonald's. You haven't worked at McDonald's. And I haven't worked at Burger King. So what's the question? Stolen valor, but with cheeseburgers. Exactly. This is the best Grok could do of Kamala trying to fix the ice cream machine at McDonald's. Oh, man. Grok is scary good. I love it. There's a very real possibility that Kamala will lose the election for Democrats because she lied about working at McDonald's. Can't think of a funnier way for democracy to end. The McDonald's story always seemed a bit fishy. I did fries. Yeah. I did fries. This is not the way that people talk. Kamala Harris's claim that she worked at McDonald's is under scrutiny. So, release the birth certificate is all I have to say, right? What would be the right term here? McDonald's McTruther, I think, would be a McTruther. Okay, you heard it here first. I'm branding it right now, McTruther. Don't you dare steal it, Jesse Watt.
Ever since Tiananmen Tim got busted for lying about being a head coach, inflating his military service, and telling Kamala he can't handle spice after winning a spicy taco competition, there's been growing doubts about the Harris-Walz campaign. Tonight, one of Kamala's key elements to her biography has come into question, and it's a big one.
I want to ask a question about a topic that really unites America. Fast food. Okay, so here's the deal. I heard a rumor that you worked at McDonald's. Is this true?
I did. Yes, I did.
I
work
didn't
at
know that
McDonald's
about
when I
you.
was in school.
Me too. I worked registered drive-through and grill. I was known as a triple threat, okay? Just for the record.
I did fries.
Just the
I
fries?
I did fries, and then I did the cashier.
Okay, I'm impressed. Fries are hard.
A producer at Primetime who used to work the kitchen says fries aren't hard. They're the easiest. And Kamala didn't even start talking about cooking fries until she decided to run for president. There was no mention of McDonald's in both of her memoirs, and so far, all reporters looking into it have found no evidence. Andrew Kerr is a reporter at the Washington Free Beacon who's been investigating this story. So what'd you find?
Right. Well, Kamala's story about her job at McDonald's has shifted dramatically over the past couple weeks. At first, her campaign came out and said that this was a job she worked to pay her way through college. But now they say that she worked there for one summer just to earn a little extra spending money. So, yeah, we looked into it. Did she actually work at McDonald's? Well, she didn't mention it throughout the first several decades of her political career, made no mention of it in both of her books, including her 2019 memoir, in which she devoted an entire chapter to the struggles of service industry workers. There's been several biographies published about her in the past couple years, none of which mention her job at McDonald's. The author of one of those biographies told us that he was not aware of the claim. We obtained a job application that Kamala filled out for a law clerk position in 1987 that instructed her to list every job that she had for the past 10 years. McDonald's is not mentioned in that job application or in her resume at that time. We reached out to McDonald's corporate several times asking, hey, can you confirm her employment? No response. We reached out to McDonald's in the Alameda area. None would say if Kamala worked at their location. We reached out to the Harris campaign asking, hey, can you specify which location in Alameda County that she worked at? And they won't answer. So it's possible that she did work at McDonald's for a few weeks in the summer of 1983. But when you put all this together, it just raises some very serious questions about what has become a foundational narrative that Democrats are relying on to connect Kamala Harris to the working class. So
McDonald's keeps pretty good records of their employees?
Right. They have a full-time archivist on file. We pestered them for weeks and never got a response.
So they know everybody who's ever worked at a McDonald's, and you gave them a month or a couple weeks, and the maybe future president of the United States, something you'd want to brag about if you were McDonald's. They didn't get back to you with anything. That is, and you're right, Andrew, we're not saying she never worked at McDonald's. We're just saying it doesn't smell right and there's no evidence anywhere. Anything else you'd like to add? You do a really good job with this investigative reporting.
Thank you. Yeah, I think a great comparison is the 2008 campaign. It was a big storyline, Obama's first job as an ice cream scooper at Baskin-Robbins. The difference with then and now is that there was no mystery at all surrounding Obama's first job. News outlets published the address of his Baskin-Robbins in Honolulu on their websites. Photographers posted photos of the location. Baskin-Robbins proudly touts on his website that Obama used to scoop ice cream for them. And the manager of that location joked to the LA Times in 2009 that she turned into somewhat of a media professional after dealing with so many reporters during the 2008 campaign. The same just can't be said about Harris. There's nothing but mystery surrounding her claim to work at McDonald's.
Very mysterious. Maybe it was Burger King and she forgot.